Which means it's time for one of our favorite segments, Wednesday Reads. So Gwen Reyes from freshfiction.com is joining me now. And Gwen, we're switching things up just a little bit. If you pay attention to politics, you've likely heard of this next author, Senator Elizabeth Warren, and she has a new book. It's called This Fight is Our Fight. So Gwen, you know, we heard a lot about the middle class during the campaign and shrinking, people trying to bring it back. But Elizabeth Warren takes this head on in her new book.
She really does. And she does a great job of putting a face to who the middle class is, because I think we all think of ourselves as middle class in some way or another, but she's really focusing on the people that are those Trump foundational people, the people that work at Walmart, the people that are coal miners, the ones that we've been hearing about a lot in the news, and putting a face to them, but also taking a moment to look at our millennials who are basically drowning in some sort of debt, and what she believes can be the best way to pull them out of that. And of course, is what we always hear, it's putting the higher taxes on the rich so that they're able to spread that out and make more domestic policies that will actually help people a little bit more.
So, question for you, for folks who are listening to this, is this really for folks who are really into politics, who are really questioning, you know, the status of the middle class? Is this really for anyone?
I definitely think that's a really good point that you bring up, because I read this book and thought that entire time that this is definitely for a person who's maybe heard of Elizabeth Warren but isn't really super savvy on the politics level, because she's really coming at it from a very layman's perspective.
Very approachable.
Very approachable, very easy to read. And what I loved about it is her ideas in that I never really thought of. And the New York Times actually did a great job of putting a name to it, which was enlightened populism. So it's the things that is going to benefit our people the most.
Gotcha. One thing that I thought was interesting, you know, she's a senator from Massachusetts, but she's actually got some Oklahoma roots.
Yes, she did. She moved around and found, she was born in Oklahoma and then moved her way up to the East Coast after that.
All right. So as far as her outlook on the middle class, would you say, without giving it all away, is it a positive outlook on it?
I definitely think she has a positive outlook, and she uses a lot of science and studies in here of over 3 decades of research that are basically saying, you know, raise the minimum wage. It's not going to do anything bad to businesses. It's actually going to help bolster, because people are going to be putting more money back into the economy. It's taking that large elite group of billionaires and spreading that wealth out a little bit more, and that's kind of putting accountability on those people and their corporations.
Interesting. So sort of a comprehensive look on this issue.
Sure.
All right, Gwen Reyes, thank you so much for
Alicia.
joining us. Appreciate it.
Of course, my pleasure.